Hey there, Dr. Vaichenk here. Congratulations for enrolling in our training webinar and also requesting this PDF format or the mind map you've got in front of you, which will be sent to you in PDF format in your email inbox. This is one of the most important pieces of the entire business building puzzle any entrepreneur faces these days, namely how to attract clients, generate leads, and deal with the whole traffic conundrum. Where do I start? How do I generate leads or traffic that is reliable so I can build my business and, most importantly, focus on building my business, working on my business, as opposed to fiddling with all kinds of different traffic techniques. The material we cover in here and then in the main training webinar is based on our own personal experience, our experience working with many other clients, and of course our colleagues in various industries. So this works across all industries, irrespective of what kind of traffic you're trying to drive, what kind of clients, whether it's coaching clients, consulting clients, whether it's online, offline, to a real physical store. This works. So make sure you download the PDF and go through it before the webinar. That is very important. In the webinar, we're going to go fast. Like I said, it's going to be a to-the-point, no-fluff webinar, 25 minutes of just going through the system so you can go away and start implementing this in your business. And in order to make sure we're all starting from the same point, same sort of foundation, it's absolutely essential you quickly go through the PDF. And if you have the time, right now, through the rest of this video. So, for now, all you need to do is go to your inbox, make sure you receive our emails, you download the PDF and then go through it. And in the rest of this presentation, I'm now going to go through the PDF so you know what's coming there. So let's have a look. Basically, the reality for most entrepreneurs is that there are too many choices. When it comes to generating leads, attracting clients, doing traffic, you've got all of these here. And I'm not going to run through every single one, but you get the idea. There is just such a huge variety of different ways of finding your prospects these days. It's no longer like the good old days where you either send them something in the post or put an ad on the local radio. Now, these days, you've got all this different stuff here. And the question is, what do I do? Where do I start? How do I put these things together? Now, the reality for most business owners is, and unfortunately, they do the Moab model, which is more of what's already broken. So I'll give you an example. We did some work with a client who is a plumber, and he had ads in the paper and he was trying to sell gas boilers. Now, these ads didn't convert. So what he did, he then went out and bought more ad space. So he took his ad and just made it bigger, which is more of what's already broken. His original ad did not resonate with his target audience. So he thought, if I make it bigger, then surely more people are going to see it. Well, that didn't work. So he then went out and decided to put in some scarcity. Good old sales psychology. Hey, how about, if we limit the number of gas boilers to 17? I mean, where does that number come from? But, only 17 of those. Surely people are going to respond. And once again, it didn't work. He was doing more of what's already broken. And that is the sad reality for most entrepreneurs. They're not entirely sure why they're not getting a good response from the market to their traffic efforts, to their client attraction efforts, to their lead gen efforts. And as a result, they're doing more of what is already broken. Bigger ads, ranking for more keywords, getting a wider reach. For example, in the newspaper, hey, if I do all my neighboring villages as well, then maybe I'll attract more people. I go to not just Twitter, but I go to Facebook, I go to Pinterest. I do more of what is already broken. The underlying reason why this is the case is that most people are selling, they're not marketing. Most entrepreneurs think that they are marketing, but the reality is they're selling. Think about it. There's sales psychology. There are sales pages. There are sales funnels. You go to sales seminars. You go to the sales closing techniques, all that kind of thing. That is one of the biggest reasons why we've got this Moab model, because people are selling instead of marketing. So let's have a look here. And this is a huge takeaway. When you are marketing as opposed to selling, you first of all start with the position of having absolute clarity on the transformation you are providing to your prospects and clients. And then you develop a step-by-step system the steps to get to that transformation. And so once you have that complete system in place, you are happy to give away one part as a sampler. It's kind of being abused once again in the selling, not marketing sense. That people go, I'll give you my freebie, and then I'll hit you over the head with my other stuff, and then you go and buy it because I'll use sales psychology. Think back to the real world where we give away samplers. Just the other day, I went to the supermarket, and there was a very, very clever salami salesman. He had local sausages and salamis, and he saw me with my daughter. My daughter is 6 years old, my youngest one. And he reached out and said, would you like one particular type of sausage, which is very popular in this area, with children? Any supermarket you go into, they always give out a piece of that particular sausage. And of course, my daughter, being the perfect target audience, picked up this thing. So we got engaged in a conversation. I left with a giant bag of salamis and sausages and dried cured meats I'd never intended to buy. Giving away a sampler, giving away something of value, still works if you do it in the right way. And this is what you've got in front of you here. These 4 or 3 little points is basically the essence of doing good marketing and doing good quality true client attraction. If we go back here, client attraction 3.0, okay? That is client attraction. I have a absolute clarity on the transformation I'm providing. I have a complete system in place, step by step. I'm happy to give away a part as a sampler so people can convince themselves that this is good stuff, that they can convince themselves that working with you is a very, very good idea. It's probably, in the business context, a high ROI situation where you invest $1 and you get 10 out, that kind of thing. And then, of course, if you want the rest, here it is. No more selling required. You just point to what you've got. Here is my awesome system, because I have shown you that I understand what the transformation is you require, what the step-by-step process is for getting there, and you have convinced yourself that this is a good thing. I'm just going to take a deep breath, and I encourage you to do the same thing, because so many people approach client attraction from the sense of, right, if I need to do client attraction, I'll go and, make special offers, and I'll do more of what's already not working. I use various sales techniques. And then once all that is not working, a lot of entrepreneurs then go, well, you know what? I'll start doing educational marketing. I'll do consultative selling. These are all ways of doing more of selling. Moab, it's basically saying, well, it doesn't work, so I'll do more of it. And I'm kind of reducing the risk of having my ego bruised by now stepping away from the selling thing, but you're still selling. This here is the essence of doing true client attraction. So, one takeaway here. In order to do client attraction, you have to basically get your transformation, get the step-by-step system, and then give away part as a sampler. And of course, you have to articulate the entire thing in a way that your target audience wants it. I've got this concept that's been running in my mind, in my business, and I've been observing on the sidelines with countless of businesses for many, many years. And that is, intellectually, it is very easy to get a concept. It is very easy to go, yeah, I get it. I need to articulate it in a way that the target audience wants it. However, in most cases, the auto mechanism in your brain that kicks in and you express things in your own words, in the way you see it. And there's a very specific reason why that is happening. It is happening because you, as an expert in your field, whatever your field is, let's say it is growing giant pumpkins. I happen to be an avid gardener, so growing giant pumpkins is something I do enjoy. Now, growing giant pumpkins, when you look around and you see all these people who are struggling with growing giant pumpkins, you quickly realize they're all making one fundamental mistake. There's always something underlying. So let's look at, for example, the giant pumpkins. It's basically all got to do with the nutrients you need to put in at the various growth stages. But no one wants to hear that because it sounds like hard work. Other examples which are maybe a little more common, weight loss. The focus on the loss, on the weight loss, is completely wrong. And anyone who knows anything about weight loss knows this. They know the underlying reason is that you have to basically deal with the emotional stress. That is typically some kind of stressor is underlying. And once you sort that out and remove it from people's lives, then the weight goes away, because the weight or the overeating is just a symptom. You have to go to the cause. However, as you and I know, going to the underlying cause and dealing with that is typically a lot of work. The same goes for, now let's look at this example we've got in front of ourselves here. We have got client attraction. Now, wouldn't it be nice if I could just push a button and then people come and break down my door and demand for me to, sell them something? Yeah, well, that is, that'd be very nice. But the underlying problem is typically a very, very different one. And I've given you a taster here. It's basically, as long as you then have a clear picture on the transformation you are providing and a step-by-step system, a complete system that demonstrate that you understand the problem and also understand how to get to the solution, and you're happy to give away part of this thing as a sampler, it's very, very difficult. Anyway, this is all to illustrate that in practice it is very, very easy to look at the world from your own perspective, because you have such insights into this thing that you go, I tell you what, you don't want weight loss. What you want instead, what you really need, is this thing over here. You need to reduce your stress. The problem is people don't want to do that. They don't want to invest all their time and energy in reducing their stress and going meditating and actually telling their boss that they can't do extra hours and deal with the stress with the kids at home. I happen to have 4. All that kind of thing, which is work. We all want the magic solution. We all want the weight loss pill that makes the weight go away. So, that is the underlying problem. However, there is also, of course, good news. I wouldn't just be telling you this if there weren't fantastic news. When you stop selling and you start marketing, there is one beautiful concept here, a beautiful truth, and that is the market will tell you what it wants. Marketing is iterative. So you go out and put an offer in front of the market and say, what do you think? And the market will tell you. And this is not me making it up. A few years ago, I was talking to Drayton Bird, who's one of the leading copywriting experts or direct marketing experts in the world. He's truly one of the legends, and I encourage you to go to Amazon, check out his book, Drayton Bird. I'll put the link somewhere down here. I'll do a sort of pop-up here so you can see the name. So Drayton Bird, I asked him, Drayton, what is the secret to making money with this direct marketing thing, whether it's online or offline? And he said, Fight, the big secret, there's only one secret, and that is you have no idea what people want, but they will tell you. And you do this by doing some test. You iteratively get closer and closer to what people really want. And this is probably the most counterintuitive thing, because you already know what people should want, but unfortunately they're not buying what they should want, they buy what they truly want. And they will tell you what it is they want, and then all you need to do in your marketing is basically bridge the gap between what it is they want to where they need to be. And once you've got that in place, it completely fixes the Moab model. You no longer need to do more of what's already broken. You now can start doing marketing in the proper way, namely in this way. Alrighty. That is the sad reality, if you like, for most entrepreneurs. And then, because they're doing this, there is one final destination. And this is based on our work with countless local businesses, real businesses, anything from printers to butchers to jewelry stores to fashion stores, anything. There's typically one final destination, and that is reliance on free traffic. When I go in and ask, where do you want to get traffic from? Where do you get traffic from? Everyone goes, when I say everyone, is 99% of all businesses go word of mouth, or passing trade, or these days, the few who are a little bit more switched on, viral traffic. There's a reason for this. Namely, they haven't made their business model work. They started out with a couple of ads in the paper, quickly figured out they did not work, and ended up in a place where they have no more money for advertising. And that is the underlying reason of the lure of cheap traffic. So the big takeaway here is, if you have to rely on free traffic or super cheap traffic in order to make your business work, in order to make a profit, then your business model is broken. Yeah? Free traffic is the gravy at the very, very end. It's not what we start with. It's once we've got a good business model, and I'm going to run through that in a second, how to do it properly. Once we've got that in place, free traffic is awesome. There is no doubt about it. It is beautiful when you get free traffic. But if you have to rely on free traffic, and by free traffic, many people, if you're a bit more active online, for example, you might have, even offline, you might have joint ventureships or affiliate marketing, that kind of thing. Affiliates sending you traffic. That is effectively free traffic while you're paying in the form of commissions. But if you're relying on this free traffic, because your underlying business model doesn't allow for an advertising budget, then really it is time to fix your marketing model or your business model, as opposed to saying, where can I get more of what I'm already doing? What I already know is already broken. So that is the reality. Let's go and fix it. All right. When we look at this entire list up here, too many choices. All of these up here: blogging, Facebook, Pinterest, affiliate, search engines, videos, magazine articles, guest posts. The question is, or the questions are, which of these is actually profitable? Which is the one I can take in my own business and apply? Now, which one is simple enough so I can actually go and do it? Because I don't know about you, but I've been to plenty of seminars, sales seminars, high-level business building seminars, and they go, well, very simple. All you need to do is publish a book, and then you're seen as an expert, and everyone is going to come to you breaking down your door because you're an expert. Well, yes. However, writing a book not only is actually more complex than you think it might be, but also there are underlying questions like, if I don't really know specifically what my market wants, will I look like a fool? Because if I now put out, and this is not just a book, if I write a book and no one likes it and you get negative reviews on Amazon, well, that's actually pretty bad. The same goes if you put out content on social media. What do I put out there so I don't look like a fool? So which one is simple enough in the sense of I already know more or less how to do it, but also which one is simple enough that I can actually do it without looking like a fool and actually get results? Now, with all the options up here, which one do you do first? Which one is the best choice at each and every point? And then, most importantly, as entrepreneurs, we all understand that the biggest part, or the fastest way to get to success, to achievement, is to maximize your assets, to leverage what you've already got. Every time you have to go and learn something new, that's kind of holding you still. Whilst you're learning that thing, you cannot work on your business, you can't leverage what you've already got, you can't go out and generate sales. So which of these here, if there's for example, whatever, let's say a real book, writing a real book. Whilst you're busy writing the real book, and let's say it takes you half a year, well, that's half a year you can't work on the rest of your business. And most importantly, which one of the ones above there supports you in building a business model where cost is not an issue, so we can overcome this whole free thing here, the lure of cheap traffic. So it turns out, and this is where the truly fantastic news sets in. Let's close this up here. Namely, there are only three things you need to focus on. You need to focus on SEO, search engine optimization. Yes, you have to. For long, and we'll go into this in more detail later or in the main training. But SEO has a bit of a bad reputation. That you get approached by all these people who say, hey, you have to do SEO and I'll get you the first page. And most business owners find out, well, they don't actually, even if they get first page ranking, two things happen. First of all, they constantly have to pay these search engine optimization firms. Secondly, they're typically getting, maybe some phone calls, but they're not really getting orders, or not enough to really make it worth their while. And thirdly, and most importantly, I guess, is a lot of people who provide these SEO services out there then give you advice which lands a lot of people in big trouble. Suddenly the site disappears from page one and is never to be seen again. So that is a reality. However, when I'm talking about SEO, it's slightly different, okay? SEO has something very, very unique about it. When people use the search engines, they are in a unique mindset. They are in search of solutions to problems. And of course, it's free. But like I said, it's the gravy. So the key thing is you do SEO because you get people with a very, very specific mindset. Let's take as an example. Say you are on Facebook and you are having a chat with your friends about whatever, going skiing on the weekend. That's one thing. And if then there's an ad on the side that talks about whatever, about client attraction. Let's take that as an example. You might have that at the back of your mind, and you go, all right, okay, enough skiing now, let's do and work on our business. So you go and check it out. You're in a totally different mindset when you go to the search engine and go, I need more clients. Can someone help me? Right? You are actively looking for that. And that is why SEO, in its many forms, by the way, SEO goes way beyond just the search engines, and we'll do that in a second here. So that is one of the 3 pillars. The next one is paid. The reason paid is so incredibly important is that it is terrific for testing ideas. Like I said earlier, the essence of marketing, as opposed to selling, is that the market will tell you what it is you should be doing, what it is you should be putting out in terms of offers. And that's why paid advertising is so terrific. SEO takes quite a while to get up to the search, to the front of the search engines. With paid, you can switch on an ad right now, put an offer in front of people, and 5 minutes later, you have answers, and you know this offer works or it doesn't. Paid traffic is also essential for optimizing. Now, once again, this goes back to the direct marketing conversation I had with Drayton Bird. That is, the odds of you hitting a home run with your first stab is virtually zero. But anyone, and I mean truly anyone, can optimize a sales funnel over time that it is profitable, and in most cases highly profitable. But it is essential that you focus on that one thing and keep doing it, meaning you need quite a bit of traffic over time. And it doesn't have to be super expensive traffic. It could be, you could go to Facebook if you have a target audience that hangs out on Facebook, and you could get very cheap clicks, relatively cheap clicks. And they, over time, will tell you what it is you need to put in front of them, so they start buying from you. They tell you how they want to be attracted. So if you now rely on, for example, a joint ventureship or an affiliate marketing arrangement where someone says, hey, I've got a list of whatever, 10,000 people, and I'll mail for you. Well, in that case, you've got, out of 10,000, maybe 1,000 will read the email if he's got they have a good relationship with their list, and they open that email, and then they will send you, whatever, if you're lucky, 500 clicks. Now, with 500 clicks, you'd be hard pressed to optimize that offer, the entire sales funnel. You can tweak a couple of things on your on your landing page, but it's very, very difficult to then actually really generate a completely fully optimized sales funnel, and that is why paid advertising is so expensive. And of course, it's the only reliable one, because affiliates tell you they will mail search engine optimization. If you're unlucky, then your website disappears, all that kind of thing. With paid advertising, typically with the bigger advertisers like the Googles, the Facebooks, the Bings, they are there, and they're there for a long time. So you can invest time and effort into a, if you like, sales funnel, or generating a sales funnel that is tuned towards that particular source of traffic. Right. Last one then is social. And this is very important because it's the foundation for doing permission-based marketing. It's for getting engagement, very, very important these days, for getting social proof. And of course, social proof comes in many different ways, including reputation marketing, for example. Although there is a little warning here, a lot of people are enamored with social media. And there's a very important concept, it's the social media myopia. So you are on social media, and by the way, this is a subset of traffic myopia. You are on social media, and you're getting feedback from your target audience. You think, yes, that's exactly what I need to put in front of the world. Well, no, it turns out this is what I need to put in front of this particular audience. And what you find is social media, when done in the traditional way, when you're not using these 3 pillars, is kind of an inbred thing. So you're talking to one particular target audience which has one particular mindset, and you're getting feedback, and they're telling you exactly what you want to hear in a way. And as a result, it's very, very difficult to attract new clients who don't have that same mindset on social media. So there's a bit of a warning here. When you do social media, you have to make sure you combine it with these 2 other ones to have an appealing social media presence that goes outside your inner circle who already like and do what you want them to do. Now, very important, these 3 main pillars influence each other. So SEO leads to cheaper PPC clicks. So if you've got good SEO rankings, you get cheaper PPC ranking clicks. So to give you an example, the whole model of Google, for example, is to provide a good user experience. So how do they judge that? Well, they have various factors, and they reward it in the form of SEO. So if you have a website that is full search engine optimized, then Google may think, okay, this is a very good site. Now, their mission is to send people to good sites. So they think because it's fully search engine optimized that it is a good site, and therefore they reward you with cheaper PPC clicks. With SEO, you also get more social media exposure. The thing I just mentioned before. If you have the social media myopia, then you are in your inner circle. But with SEO, people do a certain search for something in search engines, and your actual Facebook page, your Pinterest page, or whatever, they pop up in the search engines, and then you get more views. You actually start generating leads through SEO. Like I mentioned earlier, it is great, it's essential these days for reputation management and marketing. It is also important for ranking your videos, which of course then is connected over to social, because what most people don't get is that YouTube is actually a social media site. It's all about creating channels where you engage with other users of YouTube, where you do interaction, you comment on other people's videos, you like them. It's exactly like Facebook. But most people oversee this, especially from a business perspective. When you come from an entrepreneurial perspective and go, I want to use social, or I want to use video as a lead gen, as a client attraction channel. Alrighty. So the next one then is paid. What most people overlook completely is when you do, for example, Facebook. And a lot of people go, haha, what I'll do is I build a big tribe on Facebook and then I can market to them. Well, no, you can't. Because Facebook wants to make money by you paying for ads. So they're only showing your updates to a very, very small percentage of people you're connected to. So you spend all this time building up this great social media audience, and turns out whatever you post only reaches a very small percentage. And that's where paid advertising comes in. Also, vice versa, when you do paid ads, although this is not officially the case, you do get SEO ranking benefits. The next one is with paid advertising, you very, very quickly know where the real buying keywords are. So you can then do some SEO later on, once you know exactly where people are spending money, where you have a real problem and a real value proposition, which of course brings us back to this thing here. Where are we? We are here, okay? You need to be absolutely crystal clear on the transformation you are providing, articulated in a way that your target audience wants it. And that is what is happening down here. You know where the real buying keywords are. Let's see if we can get them both on the same screen. No, we can't. Let's see. Come on. There we go. Okay. So you know where the real buying keywords are, and then you can have a very, very clear articulation of your transformation you are providing. Okay. Then of course there's proof and branding, if you like, in the sidebar. So if you've got ads and your ad shows up a lot of the time, it just sticks in people's heads. And the same applies for social. If your picture shows up in various places, it's just proof and branding. But of course, social, also having interactive social media presences. And by the way, don't get me started on how most entrepreneurs do social media. It's appalling. It's like, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. And then they go, wow, that doesn't work, so I'll now talk about my kitty cat. And then more buy my stuff. That's not how you do social. Social is about interaction, and it is not very complicated. It's actually easy. It takes a little bit of effort, but it's definitely not what most people are doing. Anyway, social influences SEO to a huge degree. These days, if you are, all things being equal, if you have a competitor and that your competitor is doing social properly and they've got a Facebook presence and they have a Google Plus presence and they interact on those two and they're getting likes and shares and all that kind of thing, their SEO will always outdo yours. And yes, we do like the gravy on the at the end of our journey. We do like the free traffic, and of course you also get cheaper clicks on social. So if you go on Facebook, for example, and you do advertising there, you get cheaper clicks if your post is popular. If people click through on it because it reaches a lot of people who are excited about your content, you get a lot cheaper clicks. And of course, like I said, there's proof and branding. So all these three together, they influence each other. And that in itself is the traffic trifecta model. Trifecta, the term we kind of came up with, it comes from betting on horses, I believe, where you go, I need to bet the right order of the first 3 finishes. And that is exactly the problem people have when they look at these here. Right, if I now look at SEO, at paid and social, and which of these do I do? What's the first thing I do? And that is exactly what we cover in the main webinar. So, main takeaways for today then. Let me just close this up here. Takeaway number 1, you have to start marketing, not selling. Unfortunately, that is the thing that is being spread all over the market. All these entrepreneurial and business building and selling and client attraction seminars, they're effectively telling you should sell more. And very, very few people show you how to market. And marketing is all about figuring out how to talk to your market. And the beauty of that is the market will tell you. Marketing is iterative, which is probably the most fantastic news. You do not need to worry. If you put out an ad and it bombs, that's just one indication that this particular message does not resonate with that particular target audience. So you've got 2 choices now. You can change the target audience or you can change your message. And that's it. And over time, you will very, very quickly, for just a few bucks, figure out what is the right message for that market. What is it people really want? And you create your entire business around that. Secondly, free traffic is awesome, but only as gravy. If you rely on free traffic, it suggests something is broken in your business and you need to fix it ASAP. So true attraction marketing, and that is kind of the premise of this whole thing, right? Client attraction 3.0. True attraction marketing is having a system and being able to articulate it. And the only way you can articulate it in the words the market really, really wants is basically by doing marketing and not selling. Very simple. With all of this, the overall objective is to build a sales funnel where cost is irrelevant, where you don't care how much an ad costs. And actually, the side effect of all of this is that you're building an attractive business. A business where it is very attractive to do business with you. Because, for example, you can bid more than your competitors. Now that is very attractive to people who have your target audience, like Google, like Facebook, but also many, many other websites. If you can go to them and say, I can pay you more for your clicks, for your views, etc., than anybody else, that is very attractive. It's also very attractive to your prospects, of course, when you've got something where you've got a system where you can truly articulate what it is they want. They go, yes, finally, someone understands me. So that is the overall objective we're going towards, and that is the big takeaway for you today. Now, in the main webinar, then, we will answer the 5 questions. Namely these here. Which of the big list is profitable? Which one is simple enough so I can actually do it? Which one do I do first? Now, I do understand every entrepreneur has different assets. Everyone has a different background. And therefore, we're going to show you how to deploy the traffic trifecta model in such a way that you can create your own step-by-step plan. Okay, we're going to show you the overall big picture model with enough detailed information that you can go to the 3 main pillars and say, okay, here are the 3. Now, based on my own assets, my own experience, my own background, my own way of leveraging what I've already got, I will now come up with my own plan and then go and execute it. Alrighty? So, hope this was useful. And if you've got any questions, do contact us. You've got the contact details in the PDF. And I hope to see you on the webinar. It'll be 25 minutes, very, very quick, to the point, just running through how to deploy this whole thing or implement it and deploy it. And then you can go and actually put all this into action. Alrighty, see you then. Bye. PS. There's always a PS. If you found this useful, I would really appreciate if you could share it. And this is fantastic, great content. Fantastic, great content. There you go. Fantastic, free content. So if you think it is useful and you know of people who might benefit from it, I would really appreciate a shout out. Alrighty, speak to you on the webinar. Bye.